Hello and welcome back to Gapeys Grub. I've got an exciting new tool to add to my collection. This is a Broad and Taylor proofer, and I do bake a lot of sourdough bread, so that is one of the things I'm going to be using this for. But I'm also today going to be making some black garlic. So black garlic is actually not fermented. A lot of people will say it's fermented, but it's not. It's something called the Maillard reaction that happens with the garlic once it gets heated up to a certain temperature for a certain amount of time, and that's what makes the garlic black. It's not fermentation at all. It came with a nice little recipe book, and the very last recipe in the book is how to make black garlic. So I'm going to be following their recipe. I have seen a lot of different people use different things to make with their black garlic. That 1870s Homestead uses a rice cooker, and Chili Chump uses a slow cooker or a crock pot. I'll put links to those videos in the description of this video so that you can see how to make it with those in case you don't have a proofer. I know proofers aren't something that everyone has, but most people have a rice cooker or a slow cooker. So we're going to go ahead and get started. First thing we need to do is prepare our garlic. So this is a hardneck variety. You can use either softneck or hardneck, but hardneck varieties don't last as long, so that's why I'm using these. I want to get these used up before they go bad. They're still pretty good, but we're gonna go ahead and just trim off the neck a little bit. And we just want to make sure that these are nice and clean. I've already trimmed off the roots on the bottom, so those are good. The papers aren't really dirty, so I've already taken care of that. If there's any loose papers, you can just kind of remove those. All right, so now we're going to be wrapping these up in some foil. So I'm just going to use a single layer of tin foil and just wrap those up nice and tight. So this will do two things. It will hold the moisture inside, which is really important, and it will also help the smell from escaping. Now it'll probably still smell like garlic while this is working, but it won't be as bad as if it weren't wrapped. So I have seen some people not wrap them, but the instructions for this one say to wrap, so that's what I'm doing. And some people actually put a saran wrap on there first and then wrap it with tin foil. So we have 14 heads of garlic here. So now we're gonna put these into a pot. So I've got this pot here with a tight-fitting lid. And hopefully these will all fit in here. All right, now it's time to set up our proofer. So first we need to get this lid off. So this comes right off like that. It does come with a rack here, and this is a water tray, but we're not going to be using this for this recipe, so we're going to set those aside. And then to get the walls up, we just fold this up and pull these out. So it says not to put this on a surface that can't handle 140 degrees. So 140 degrees is what we're going to be setting this to, and apparently it doesn't have very good insulation on the bottom. So I've got a trivet on the bottom, and then I've also got a pizza stone, and then we've got the proofer. Now we're going to put our pot inside. And the controls on this are actually, so this was the front, but actually the controls are on the side. So let's turn this around. And it's got the plug here. So I've already got it plugged in, and we just need to plug it into the unit. Now we're going to put the top on, and then we're going to turn it on. And again, it says to put it at 140 degrees. So right now it's at 79. So we need to go quite a bit hotter than that. 140. So it's only going to 120. All right, I just realized where I went wrong. The reason it won't go over 120 degrees is because I have it on the proofer setting. So there's another setting that's for slow cooking, So you can actually use this as a slow cooker. So that's what we need to do. So we need to change it to the slow cooker mode. And now we should be able to get that to 140 degrees. There we go. All right, so now we're at 140 degrees and we'll check back in 3 weeks. All right, it's time to do our 3-week check and see how our garlic is coming along. Hopefully it is ready. So the instructions say to just take one of these guys out and check on 1 clove. It does feel extremely light compared to what it was when it first went in. It doesn't have that pasty of a consistency. It's actually kind of rubbery. I'm not sure if that means we went too long. Since this is my first time making black garlic, I decided to post a little poll on my Instagram page and ask people what they thought. And the majority so far has said that they think I should go a little bit longer. So I did see that the color of the garlic is actually more brown than black. So we'll see if going a little bit longer will improve it or not. And if it ends up drying out some more and become unusable, then I'll just dehydrate it and we'll make some black garlic powder. Okay guys, this is the last check. It's been pretty close to a month now, and if it's not done by now, then I don't think it will be. So let's take a look. So the paper is looking a little toasty. It's still not super black. It's still looking kind of brown. It's not even soft anymore, so I think this definitely went too long. So you can hear that's pretty hard. This one is a little bit soft still. So I think what I'm gonna do is put these into the dehydrator and let them get very, very dry. Some of the ones that are more pliable, I'm gonna probably cut in half and dehydrate them. And I think this will actually make a really good black garlic powder. We got all 14 heads peeled, which didn't really take that long. We've got all the peels over here. Very easy to peel after they've been dried like this. But I wanted to show you what we ended up with. So that we had a lot of inconsistency in both the color and the texture. The ones here are they're a little bit soft, but a little bit rubbery, not quite what I was expecting. And then these ones over here are just, you can hear that, they're just very, very dry, not usable unless we grind those up into a powder. And then we had one head here that was pretty darn, I think, perfect. So you can see just how soft and wet that looks. That's what the black garlic should look like, and I wish I had more that ended up like this, but this is just super soft. You can just cut right through that. Very soft and on the inside. That's exactly what we should have. So I'm not sure why we had so much inconsistency. I know some people wrap them in saran wrap before they wrap them in tin foil, and maybe that would hold in the moisture better. So that may give a little bit better results. I'll have to give that a try next time. I'm glad at least one of the heads came out with something that I think we can use for its intended purpose. I think the rest of these I'm just gonna finish dehydrating these rubbery ones. They are going in the dehydrator. We've got the more pliable ones on the top, and I did cut some of the fatter ones in half. And then on the bottom, we've got the more dry ones. So I'm gonna set my Excalibur dehydrator to 135 degrees, and we're just gonna let that run overnight. Guess what? It looks like our garlic is finally done. It took a little bit longer than I thought it would. It took about almost 2 days for those to dry at about 140 degrees. Well, our little black garlic experiment didn't go quite as well as I had planned. We did end up with some really tasty black garlic powder though, and I think I'll be using this a lot in place of regular garlic powder. Let me know if you've made black garlic before and what method you use. Was it a success or a fail? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon.
smooth.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.